We don't have a minute to waste.
A weekend getaway to Xianju, home of the immortal. Ellen was a friend, and finally a student at Huarjie Wall Street English. The 500-kilometer drive is so beautiful, we decided to make the entire trip a road trip. From the beautiful Huhang Expressway, we turned southeast onto the Shangshan Expressway.
Is there a reason for calling it Xianju?
It's a 仙人居住的地方。
Do you think that there are really people who live forever there?
I think so. 现在就是我们去找仙人的时候。
Okay, good. Well, I'll try not to kill you on the way. I'll try to drive safely.
不然的话，我就变成仙人了。
5 hours, 1 pit stop, and 2 toll booths later, and we'd arrived at the gates of the home of the immortal. That Mitsubishi Outlander was a dream to drive. It won me over in minutes. It was sturdily reliable, like an SUV should be, but it handled like a sports car on the expressway.
This is also a 4-wheel drive, which means that the engine is connected to all 4 wheels. So if one of your wheels or 2 of your wheels are stuck, the other 2 wheels can drive. So it's hard to get stuck.
Many an SUV is prone to gas guzzling. Our Mitsubishi was an exception. 5 hours to Xianju, we could have made the entire trip on 1 tank of gas. But because petrol stations are so plentiful on the way, I decided to stop and top off my tank before we reached our ultimate destination. And what ultimate destination was that? Creek riding. Woohoo! I love the water. Yong'an is the headwater of Xianju. It is 8 kilometers of unspoiled beauty stretching across the very heart of Xianju County. I began to understand why legend holds that the immortal do in fact live here. If you had to pick one place to roam forever, a secluded spot this beautiful can't have been a bad choice. Ancient peoples named the creek Yong'an in hopes that Xianju would never flood. Scenery like this calls for a photo session. Ellen was a very willing model. I took a break from hosting and played the role of fashion photographer.
You want to live here forever? Because it's 永安溪。
我要永远在永安溪。
对，因为你在这里会永远的安全。
对的。
Yong'an is by and large a peaceful stretch of water, but in a few places the waters do get a bit rowdy, as did I. Ellen said she couldn't swim, so I figured, hey, swimming lessons. She wasn't a willing student, so I had to resort to some extreme measures to get her to cooperate. Little did I know that I'd be the one swimming the Yong'an this day. And hey, why not? Fish swim. The immortals hereabouts must do it. The ducks seem to be enjoying it, so why not have a go? My tour guide dutifully warned me that the water was cold. I paid no attention. If the little ducks could handle it, Dalong surely could, right? No. Cold. Really cold.
没关系的。It is so cold. It is so cold. Oh my! Oh, I did it! I did it!
I decided to leave its icy depths to the ducks and the other waterborne professionals. A lot drier and a bit wiser, I warmed body and soul listening to our tour guide serenade us with some of Xianju's folk favorites.
Look, it's gorgeous. That mountain.
It looks like it's man-made. It doesn't look like nature made it.
Very, very beautiful.
So it's 25 miles from the town center to the home of the immortal. And what we're going to find out today is whether or not the immortals actually live here. The home of the immortal. You can get all the way to the top?
I don't know. Maybe you can climb.
I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's go. First built during the Dongjing dynasty, the place was originally called Yong'an. It was renamed Xian Ju by Emperor Song Jianzhong in the northern Song dynasty. The emperor believed that the sublime forms Xianju mountain peaks took all must have been created by the hand of God. Owing to the almost supernatural lay of the land, films, including the Kung Fu drama, were filmed in temples and areas surrounding Xianju. 108 purposefully crafted steps lead visitors to Guanyin Cave, where much of Tianlong Babu was filmed. The number of steps are meant to represent the 108 variations of worry and fear in people's lives. Symbolically, before entering the temple, each fear must be overcome, one step at a time. There are temples on just about every mountain in China, but few mountain temples boast interior space created by God and nature alone. Guanyin Temple, in fact, does. Its 500 square meter inner sanctum is actually 100% natural cave hollow. Immortals measure time not in hours or days, but in ages and eons. They say that somewhere near here, there is a man who looks as though he's kissing a woman. So it must be for the military general here. Eyes scanning the distance in search of his beloved. Lips pursed in an eternal kiss. The general, who's a lover, do you know who he's kissing?
No, I don't know. You know?
And behold, the very deserving object of the general's affection, neckline, bosom, and waist clearly outlined in a pine tree camisole. There she is, been there for millions of years in the home of the immortal, waiting to be kissed by the general. But as they say in China, 山美,水美,人更美, nothing beats the real thing. 哦，是不是？你好，
欢迎你到新之来。
哦，谢谢。
给你戴一下，谢谢。
Oh my goodness！ 那你们这么早就来了？
哦，我们新居在举行这个杨梅仙子的铁选赛，所以我们都是选手。
哇，怎么那么漂亮？
谢谢谢谢，来一个你们外国的动作。
哎呀，
谢谢。
I didn't know until just this moment why the immortals want to live here. If I could live forever and I could see that forever,
I bet.
I'd stay here too. With native beauty that must be seen to be believed, and towering peaks peering into the land of the immortal, why spend this weekend city-bound when you can
Get away! Get away!
Get away.
get away? Ellen. Oh boy.
I'm starving. I can eat.
Could you eat 8 big bowls? 我给你
Maybe.
给你非常好吃的土菜，
Uh-huh.
而且是在非常土的很土的地方。Right here. Let's go eat. When we arrived, not at a restaurant, but at a local village center for our traditional meal, Xianju, 把大碗, Ellen turned to me and asked, 吐不吐? Two indeed, but local and simple in the very best way.
对了，叔叔，你叫什么名字啊？
我叫大龙，
哦，大龙，我知道了。
小大的大，一条龙的龙。你叫什么？
我叫卢磊。
Lule. Let's go eat, Lule. This is like heaven. A little meal set just for us. Well, I tell you what, eating this food actually symbolizes the fact that we are going to get married.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe not really, but in fact, these 8 large bowls, these 8 dishes were usually served at weddings. So, will you please eat with me?
这个是
6个
红烧大块肉，
大块肉。这个看上去就是看像 fried chicken
这个是炮响，我们这里叫炮响。
炮响，
他说有点像炸鸡，美国的炸
是那个
鸡。
对对，有点像。
可能从那个肯德基来了。开玩笑。那这个是什么？
这个是那个我们当地的一种豆腐，叫大脸豆腐。
大连豆腐。
就是用大豆做的那个豆腐。
如来，你觉得哪一个菜是最好吃？
在我眼里嘛，还是这碗鱼还是最好吃的。
这个是最好吃啊！你先吃。
味道怎么样？
好吃吗？
好吃，可以继续的。
Often the cuisine used at wedding ceremonies, legend holds that these were the 8 dishes used by the Xian, or 8 saints, ordering them upon their arrival in Xianju. I gotta tell you, those Xian, they've got some good taste. Gaoqian ancient village dates back to the Yuan dynasty. Much of its original architecture remains. More interestingly, the same families who occupied the village at inception remain there today. Having undergone a midlife renewal during the Ming dynasty, many of the homes here are built along the lines of Taihe Hall in Gugong. Of the ancient edifices, totally 11 houses remain fully intact. The people here live simple, simply carefree lives. They lack all pretense and form. They are who they are. I appreciated their personal flavor about as much as I did those delicious 8 bowls we devoured. Coming up next episode, I don't have any idea how we're going to get to the top. I am about to become an immortal. More high mountain adventure on Dalong and Ellen's Xianju.
Get away!
Get away!
Get away!